Obscuring the truth might close a deal, but it also tends to end a relationship. Hi, I'm Andrew Zizas, and this is To the Point. I have the pleasure of serving as publisher of CFO Intelligence magazine and chief strategist and CEO at Real Estate Strategies Corporation. In serving in those roles, I get to advise CFOs across North America on business, real estate, and career topics, and I have a blast. Stick around. At the end of today's episode, I have 3 special offers for you that I think you'll enjoy. You know what bugs me? I remember when you could call someone up, ask what something cost, and they just told you. They gave you an answer. Not a range, not a it really depends on your specific needs and use case and the size of your organization and whether Mercury is in retrograde. They gave you the actual number, what it costs. Simple as that. I miss those days. I miss them quite a lot. Somewhere between then and now, an entire philosophy developed around the idea that if you make pricing complicated enough, people will stop asking questions and just sign things. And I have to hand it to them. Often it works. People do sign documents. Confused, vaguely uncomfortable people who aren't entirely sure what they agreed to, but who had a deadline and a vendor who was very friendly, a contract that was only 47 pages long. And then the implementation fee shows up, and then the platform fee, and then the annual escalator that was definitely in the contract, and a font size that requires microscopic reading equipment most offices don't have. And suddenly, the number that made the business case work isn't the number anymore. It's a different, larger number with footnotes. And rightfully, understandably, noses get out of joint as they should. Here's what I've never understood about this approach. These vendors need repeat business. They need referrals. They have reputations. They need CFOs to say good things about them within their companies and externally to other CFOs, all of whom talk to each other more than vendors seem to realize. And yet, these vendors have built their entire sales processes around an experience that makes the customer feel at some point like they've been had. Complexity is not value, it's just complexity. And distrust, once you've created it, is extraordinarily expensive and most often impossible to unravel or undo. The vendors who will win the next decade aren't those with the most creative pricing structures. Those who win are the ones who answer the price question in the first conversation clearly, precisely, and without a follow-up presentation deck. So here's my challenge to CFOs. You set the standard for every vendor relationship in your organization. So raise it. The next time a vendor can't give you a straight answer on price, walk and tell them and your peers why. Demand transparency loudly enough, and the market will eventually have no choice but to provide it. At least the best vendors will. You have more power here than you think. So use it. More importantly, ensure that you direct your company's sales and marketing teams to apply that very same approach to how they deal with your customers and your clients. Now, if you have ideas on today's discussion or a different perspective, or if you'd just like to know more, contact me at andrew.zezas, Z-E-Z-A-S, at CFOintel with 2Ls.com. Now, at the beginning of this episode, I mentioned 3 special offers. Well, here they are. First of all, we get really excited when great CFOs want to share their insights with us. So if you'd like to join me in a remote on-camera interview, visit CFOIQ.com and drop me a line. My second offer is if you prefer instead to have your perspectives appear in print, well, perhaps we can publish a story on you and your ideas and promote you and your company at the same time in a CFO Intelligence magazine story. So if you'd like to explore a magazine story, visit CFOintel.com, go to the publications page, and get in touch with me. Now, CFO IQ remote on-camera interviews and CFO Intelligence magazine stories are available to CFOs at no cost to them or their companies. Now, here's the third one. If you'd like to understand in a quick 15-minute conversation how your company can secure free rent, annual rent reductions, no cost renovation allowances, expansion or contraction rights, and achieve more favorable terms in its facility leases anywhere in North America, even if those leases won't expire for years. That's what I said, if they won't expire for years. Visit realstrat.com and drop me a line. For any of the above, you can simply reach me at andrew.zezas@realstrat.com. Thanks very much for being with me today. I'm Andrew Zezas, and this has been To the Point.